I'm sure other people will, I hope. Usually we're the only casters for the Asia region, like Steadfast, BMO, like Rotterdam. They usually come in for like Americas and Europe. So hopefully there are other community English casters that join us for the Asia qualifiers. We'll see. But again, they're going to be in 7 hours time. And we'll be there. I'm probably going to have like a small nap. I'll try to get a little bit of sleep. And then we'll be back with the IEM qualifiers. Until then, though, we're getting into this and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Site Delta. As I quickly get those predictions going in the chat, place your bets. You have 2 minutes upon hearing this message to place your bets on who you think advances on. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And as we get into this, a big shout out to Cusio 007. Oh, Mr. Bond. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. Gracias, papa. Gracias. Bienvenidos. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. As Clem, he's pulling a bit of a Bjorn, going for a low ground 2x Reaper opener. Let's go. I'm ready for it. For those that are maybe tuning into the CranKy Ducklings for the first time, we are a casting team. We've been casting StarCraft for many years at this point, ever since 2018-ish. We've been casting StarCraft here on the channel. Myself, Yakuzaku, Asher, Milk, Kuro, we're a team of casters, and yeah, we've been hosting tournaments for quite some time. And this is not a 2-Rax Reaper, by the way. This is a 3-Rax Reaper. This is very committed. This is not all in. So with this, we're going to be making Reapers and nothing but Reapers. The goal here for Clem is to deny the third, contain on 2 bases, and maybe get some queen kills, maybe get some drone kills, and expand behind this. It is very committed, and Clem does have to trade. I think I said beyond. Clem does have to trade, but again, he can eventually work his way out of this, as Reapers are on the way. Now, Dark is known for being greedy, and yeah, this is what Dark does very often, even against Bjorn. Even if he scouts a 2-Rax opener, he is one to sneak out a drone and try to rush and race his way into this third base, and he should be punished for this. As the Reapers, they do find their way into the natural. Oh, so far going to be dancing with these Lings. Grenades being thrown down, and so far so good. Dark hasn't lost anything yet, but it's only 1 Reaper. 1 Ling is going to go down. Oh, the Reaper. Oh, Jesus, almost gets body blocked, but does make it out in time. Does make it out in time here, as we do see Clem rotating back towards the third base. Does get eyes on that third, and we mentioned before that we're going to be looking to force a cancel. He's going to be rotating over towards the triangular third, actually going straight for the main. He ignores the third. He wants a little bit more damage. Knocks himself back a little bit there. But he does get into the main base. He wants the queen. Oh, and he should be able to get it as well. 1 queen goes down. Big pickup. And can we get a second? Does fly too close to the sun. 1 Reaper does get picked up. God, that queen is getting so low. We're 10 seconds away from Ling speed. Clem being lured further into creep. He's trading well against these Lings. Ling speed finishes up, but he wants the queen. He wants it. He's going to get it as well. The queen goes down. Ling's going for the surround though, and it looks like this may just be a one-way trip. Clem, can he escape? He does make it out with 3 Reapers. Was this worth it though? 3 Reapers make it out back at home. He's expanding, working towards his factory. Lings are chasing him down, and Dark did get away with his third. So Clem had a choice. He could either deny the third or go for queen kills, and he went for the queens. He did get 2 of them, which is not bad. He got 13 Lings as well, but Dark can recover. He's got good production on his side. Has that extra third base for Larva, so the injects aren't or losing those queens isn't as impactful when it comes to losing injects. And drone-wise, Dark is also in a good position. He finds the final Reaper, does shut it down. Behind this, we see Clem, of course, transitioning into a 3-1-1 setup, working towards his tech lab, his reactor, stim. Looking to get into the mid-game. 3rd CC is on the way. 3rd CC before Starport. And the game is going to be settling from here. I do think that Dark is in a better position overall. Like, sure, he lost a bunch of queens, but he's rebuilding them, he's remaking them. Has plenty of saturation, plenty of droning as well. And this opener from Clem, I'm sure he wanted to do a little bit more. I'm sure he wanted to kill the queens, kill the lings, and then get into the mineral line. It was a risky maneuver here from Clem. It wasn't quite worth it in the end. Is now going for a follow-up counterattack. Still has a decent chunk of Reapers. Sorry, yeah, decent chunk of Reapers and some Hellions. He's going to be threatening a dive into that third. We'll back off. Overlord does confirm the follow-up, by the way. Dark, he's aware of the third TC and the 3-1-1. The medevacs are soon to be on the way. So a big scout there from Dark. Reapers have arrived. They're looking for a cancel on this hatchery. But the Lings, they're coming in for a surround, and there's no way out. There's no way out of this, as Clem is going to lose his entire harassing force. Does wedge himself into the mineral line, so he trades a little bit better here. Oh my god, the Hellion popping up. We roast up the Lings, but Dark cleans it up nonetheless, and now he's going for a big counterattack. This third base is exposed. Marines are on the way. There we go, we're going to be able to hold on to that CC. From here, Dark's going to be backing off. We do have, oh, it's going to be double expanding. We have a fourth and a fifth base on the way. Dark spreading his creep, joining up to 62, 3-base saturation. And yeah, Dark, he, for the most part, has map control at the moment. He's just pinning Clem back. Clem desperately wanting to move out. He does have stim. Like, this drop has potential, but he only has one medevac. Is moving out with his other for a Widowmine drop, but he does get spotted by the Overlords. Lings are in position. They were in position. As the drop is coming in. A very unorthodox timing, going for a mine drop at this time. But we do pull back. Mine shall say take out a queen. Not bad. Especially because we save the Widowmines. Not a bad moment here for Clem. The bio push is upon us, but as the Marines move out, the Lings, they come in for a big counterattack, going straight for the mineral line. Good drone drilling, though. We do save the SCVs. But Darky just collapses on this army. 1 second too late, though. 1-1 finishes up after the fight. That was so close. A slight anti-timing there from Dark. As the Lings, they get shaved off. Clem, he has momentum on his side. He has the higher army supply. Dark being a little bit too wasteful with his Lings. Mind Drill coming back in. Looking at the army tab here. We have an even amount of Marines to Lings. 36 Marines to, I should say, 40 Lings. No Banelings. We have the nest. We have Baneling speed about to finish up. Dark taking up towards Hydras. Oh, sorry, we do have a couple of slow Banelings. With this army, Dark should be able to hold on. 7 drones did go down. Here comes the bush. The mine. Oh my god. The mine does not go off. Gets cleaned up. We go for the drop into the main base. Queens are getting in position though. And Clem, he doesn't want to commit. He shouldn't commit here. At the same time, we have a push towards the left-hand side. Banelings, they will connect. Decent mine connections, but the army does go down. As Clem, he's trying to pull Dark apart. Still so very close. He gets on top of the hatchery. And this fourth base is going to go down. Thankfully for Dark, he double expanded. He does have a hatchery here towards the south. Hatchery does fall. As Clem is going to keep on pushing. He has a second army rallying here towards the south. Dark, he's up against the wall right now. Oh! Good target firing on those Banelings. Dark desperately trying to keep up. Another Hydra gets picked off. Don't really have many Banelings remaining. Oh, the Widowmines do not connect. Dark, he deals with at least one of the armies. Not too many Marines remaining here either. Yeah, Darky's going to be able to hold on. The target firing on the Overseer. Good pickoffs here from Clem. Bearing in mind as well that because of the aggression of Clem, he's been left alone back at home. He's getting his 4th base. His worker count is rising. Getting it saturated. Dark, he's aware of this. He wants to counterattack desperately. And there isn't much at home to defend. A lot of the supply for Clem is out on the map. Dark taking a chance. Can he punish Clem for being too active? How good are the mine shots? Oh! Not good enough. It looks like the 3rd base has been broken. Immediately Clem does evacuate. At the same time, Clem commits and he will get a kill on the 4th of Dark. Is this worth it for Dark? He breaks the 3rd, rolling into the natural, but the position is just too good. Clem is going to be holding here on his 2 bases, on his 3 bases. And at the same time, going for his own drop across the map. He will get on top of the Hydra Den. And Dark, he just can't keep up. Oh, the Hydra, it's got to go down. The drops of Clem getting out of control. Dark knocked down to 3 bases, an even base count with the Terran. And Clem soon to be ahead. Dark just doesn't have the economy. Over time, like, things are just going to snowball in favor of Clem. Dark, he needs a 4th. Meanwhile, Clem just not slowing down. Not slowing down whatsoever. The target firing. He gets 3 Bailings. Good pickups. Good pickups here from Clem. Again, behind this is on 4 base saturation. Clem, he is ahead economically. We are even in workers plus mules. Means Clem's ahead. 5th base on the way. 3-3 as well. Meanwhile, Dark is stuck on Lair Tech. Stuck on Lair Tech. Dark, he committed so much of that counterattack earlier. He was hoping for more SCV kills. Was not good enough. And Clem with a very fragile army, by the way. It's just purely Marines and Widow Mines. But the goal here is to just break his opponent with momentum. Dark, he needs a little bit of time to recover. The other thing working against Dark here is the creep. There's barely any creep. There's like 1 active tumor here towards the south, 1 active tumor going through the center, and no tumors whatsoever here covering the 4th. Oh, a bit of a misrally. Marines will go down for free. Clem focusing on his main attack. That's a lot of medevacs. That's how many? 12 medevacs. Jesus. But he cuts off Dark. Dark out of position, going for a big counterattack, but Clem is so quick to pull back. Maybe they come in. A big flank from Dark. Does collapse on this army. Not a bad fight for him. Yeah, Dark, he will get on top of so many of these Marines. He will force us back at the same time. Did deny mining here at the 3rd base. Almost got a kill. Dark, he's recovering at the same time, though. A drop into the main. I'm not really doing too much, forcing lost mining time, but Dark should clean this up. He should deal with this. But again, Dark still doesn't have a hive, no 3-3, no adrenal. Sticking with Lingbane Hydra. Sticking with 2-2. Clem a bit out of position though. Big mine shots. Dark is going straight for the 3rd base once again. Clem going for a bit of a base trade. Baileys, they do crash into the army. 3rd base has been broken once again. Dark trying to bust into the natural. He's going all the way, and he will break in. At the same time, though, the 3rd base under fire of Dark. Dark can't beat the production. He gets into the main. And with this, he has control of the main base of Clem. Across the map, we have enough to defend as well. Dark, he forces back the army. He holds on to his 3rd. We have more Marines on the way. Clem, he's committed, like there's no turning back. Yeah, production is going down. Too many Bailings. He's getting so chaotic. So chaotic here as Clem is forced back and everything back at home is on fire. Sure, Clem, he may have a planetary. That's all he really has. 1 base. Dark was so all in, by the way. Like, Dark, he was never able to drone up like more than 70. Gets into the natural mineral line. Bailings, they finish up just in time as well. Oh, borrowed Bailings. Oh my god. Do we have a skin? Oh, jeez. It's going to be a kill in the CC. We do have a skin available. As Darky borrows Bailey's once again. Clem, he sees, he knows he cannot push up into the main. The last of his production going down. Clem thankfully has another scan available, pushing back into that main base. Dark though is looking for a surround, coming in from behind. A little bit disjointed. The Winter Mines. Ooh, they do get dragged away. The target firing by Clem, he takes a fight. He cleans up the Bailings, cleans up so many of these Hydras as well. The Bailings do not burrow in time. Clem is still in this. The man with gun, the Marines. Getting on top of the Hydras, two of them get focused down. And Clem still has orbitals. He has a second planetary here towards the north. His economy is still not ideal. He's on 29 workers, but likewise Dark, just now working on the infestation bit. He's droning. Things are going to be calming down. Dark still has an economic lead, but Clem has a chance. Maybe. It's still an uphill battle. Still very much so an uphill battle. Unfortunately, a lot of the supply for Clem are in these medevacs. I mean, it's great that he's been able to preserve them, don't get me wrong. As he moves out, another lane counterattack. No! Clem being forced back home. Oof. Start getting the hell out of there. They do get shaved off. Clem trying to recover here, being as active as he can with these medevacs. But behind this, we have the infestation bit not for a hive, for infestors. And fungals are really the thing that Dark has been missing. A way to lock down the bio army, to allow his Ling Bane to connect even off of creep. Infestors will change everything, and they have been revealed. Jump in the main will be cleaned up. A big Ling Bane counterattack being set up here from Dark. Meanwhile, can he keep up with the movement here of Clem? As Clem, he finds a mineral line, he finds a base. And the 5th hatchery is going to fall. And we're going for the Hydras. Good pickups. Oh god, no! 3 Hydras go down for a medevac. An okay trade here for Clem. But every unit is precious, and even losing 1 medevac is massive here. Bailings are burrowed all over the place. Dark down to 4 bases at this point. He's running out of resources, running out of mineral patches. Dark still ahead. And Dark is looking to just secure himself here. A couple of Bailings are thrown away. But the longer this goes on, the better it is for Dark, essentially. Like, the pressure is on Clem to kill workers, kill bases. He has been doing so, don't get me wrong, but it's still not good enough. That's just how behind Clem is. As you see Clem pushing forward. The bird Bailings! No! Just barely not in position. Clem bobbing and weaving. He doesn't even know. Avoiding all the landmines. We have more bird Bailings though. And we steam it. No! Massive connection. And that may just be it. Mine shot's going to be going off. Dark can keep on pushing. We have a job coming in from behind. Going for the mineral line once again. At the same time though, a Bailing counterattack. 10 SCVs go down. We still have more bird Bailings. And the problem is we can't scan. Like Clem, he's desperately trying to mule as heavily as possible to get back into this. To 45 workers. Dark working towards Hydra Lurker Viper. The hive is done. Lurkers are on the way. Do we have any Vipers? Not yet. God, I need to make sure I keep an eye on the minimap just to make sure that Clem doesn't walk over more Bailings. Oh. As I say that. Is Dark looking? Oh, he's not. Oh my god. The Marines, they do skirt by. A big counterattack here towards the south. Clem, he finds another hatchery. He's going to get a kill. Again, 3-3 Marines don't take too long to kill a base. Mine shots go off. Dark once again knocked down to only 4 bases. It's still better than Clem. Like, he still has a better economy, but Clem is coming back in. Good target firing, forcing a fight off of creep as well. Dark going to be expanding towards the north instead. Dark is spread too thin. God, that's so many infestors. that's a lot of fungal growths. Do we have neural? We do not. Just fungals and microbial shroud, I guess. Microbial. As Clem trying to keep up with the movement of his opponents. Dark just looking to max out, essentially. He's just making sure he's safe and secure with lurkers, infestors, Ling Bane at 180 supply. Clem is slowly creeping up on him, though. When it comes to that supply, he's closing the gap. The Barbailings! Not again! Not quite going off. The lurkers have been revealed. Big connections. Oh. The Barbailings pop off. The lurkers as well. Do have a couple of liberators. Not too much anti-air. But Dark has maxed out. Now is the time to move. Now is the time to push. Maybe just waiting for his 3-3 and his Vipers. Liberators getting in position. And are we going to end up in another base? Oh my god, the lurkers! They clean up the army. And once again, we're going for them. There's nothing in the main. The production is here at the 3rd base. That is where Dark is headed. The Lings confirm that as well. Liberators are getting in position, but 20 SCVs go down. Dark being pinned back by all these Liberators. Doesn't have too much anti-air. Does have to respect this. Clem going for it, or trying to go for a counterattack of his own. But we have reinforcements. Lings they engage. Hoping for some friendly fire as well. There is no real answer to these Liberators though, so they're allowing for some damage to be done. Lings they catch the CCs. Orbital's pushing forward. But yeah, it's gonna be too much. GG is gonna be called here, and Dark will take game number 1. Whew. I mean, Dark was in a commanding position for a lot of that game after the base trade. Basically, the base trade was the game-winning move. Remember, Clem had the better economy. Clem was soon to have the larger army as well. The base trade was one of the only ways for Dark to come back in that game, and amidst all that chaos, Dark, he was camping the production, he was able to cripple the economy, and it was just a really rough road to recovery there for Clem from that moment. Did do an amazing job with his drop play, but it just was not good enough. And even towards the end there, Clem, he was just squeezing out as much value as he could. Oh. He was just squeezing out as much value as he could. Trying to make some magic happen there, trying to have the stars align and somehow have the best engage he could have had. And he did well for himself, but in the end it was just too much to overcome. GG, well played. Ooh, Dark will take a lead in this series. But that was not an easy game for Dark, not at all. He may have looked in control towards the end there, but that was after a lot of hard work. Here we go. Now we're getting into our next game. Looks like Dark is asking for a moment. I don't blame him. Asking for a moment here. As we are getting ready for game number 2. Meanwhile, it looks like the upper semifinals has concluded. It looks like Solar versus MaxPax has ended. We don't know the result yet. We're waiting for some updates. But we have our first finalist. I don't know who. We did it. We did it. We're asking Dave. We're like, who won? And Dave's like, who won? God damn. If you're in the chat, let us know. Let us know if you are aware of the outcome of Solo versus MaxPax. As we're getting into our next game, into game número 2. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our South Korean Zerg player leading the series 1-0, representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran player representing Team Liquid down in this series, but not out. Not yet. It is the best of 3. It is Clem. Now, Clem does need to win this game here to force the ace match. The pressure is on. Meanwhile, Dark is 1 game away from advancing on to the grand finals. He needs one more. Uno más, papi. Uno más. As Dark is going for a hatch gas pool. Meanwhile, Clem this time is not going for a low ground 2-racks or even a 3-racks Reaper. Remember, winding it all back to game 1, Clem started off with a very aggressive build, going 3-racks Reaper, which didn't really do too much damage, but he was able to get ahead towards the mid game with his drop play. Was able to take advantage of Dark and his teching, and able to pull him apart for a while there. It was a good game. It was great. It was amazing. Back and forth. We love to see it. And we'll see if Clem can recover. Remember as well, this is Clem after an intense weekend of Home Story Cup, which is why already it's impressive that Clem has made it here to the finals. I mean, Clem is a regular in ESL Open Cup Americas. For those who maybe aren't aware, there are a key few European players that actually stay up into the degen hours of Europe and play in ESL Americas. Clem is one of them, MaxPax is the other, Wayne, Geralt. Those are typically the 4 offenders there. Geralt, MaxPax, Clem, and Wayne, they're the ones that are usually up late into the night playing in ESL Americas. And despite Home Story Cup, that has not stopped Clem. Obviously, MaxPax didn't go to Home Story Cup, so I'm sure he's feeling a lot more comfortable. He's been at home the entire weekend. He's been chilling. It's like any other week for MaxPax, but Clem, it's a bit of an endurance test. Obviously, it's been a day, so he's had some time to sleep, sure. Impressive nonetheless. Ooh, interesting here. Okay, we're getting into our openers, and Dark did end up taking that center base. Very bold move here from our Zerg player. A very exposed third base location here on the low ground. This Reaper did arrive, did kill a Ling. But yeah, this base is so difficult to hold on to as a 3rd, even as a 4th, just because of this high ground. Like, tank pushes here towards the right-hand side can be so brutal and so difficult to hold on to. Likewise, you can be attacked from multiple angles as well, so yeah, we'll see how Clem approaches this game. We'll see how he does take this. As behind this, Clem is just going to be getting into his 3rd CC. It's going to be a 3 CC before starport. Very economic opener here by Clem. Going to be harassing with his Reaper, but will eventually be shut down. See, we deserve an offline MaxPax this year. That's not going to happen. That's not. No. As Dark, he is rushing into... Oh, we're going Link Queen Nidus. We are rushing into a very fast lair. Link speed has been researched. The lair was, I believe, started at around the 3-minute 30 mark. We have an Overlord in the main base, and Dark loves to abuse Terran players that go for economic openers like this, like a 3cc before starport. Queens are on the way, Lings are on the way. This should be a Nidus Worm, and we should be seeing a Nidus into the main base. Clem is in the dark at the moment. He's not aware as to what's going on. He did not see the fast lair. He hasn't seen the lack of gases. He doesn't know. And there it is. There's a Nidus Worm. Now, these Hellions, they need a scout. If they dip into the natural base, then maybe we can get a read on what's going on. Banshee production has commenced. We do have a spotted Marine, and the Banshee is staying back at home. Big moves here from Clem. He can react to that Nidus. Even if he doesn't scout it, here, he can spot it ahead of time, he can pull the poise, and he can deal with this. Overlord does spot the Marine. Dark knows. So he may go for the Nidus on the front, at the front door instead. As Lynx, oh god, they slip into the natural base. They're gonna get a couple of SCVs. They're trying to distract the army, and there it is. And Nidus into the main. While the Banshee is distracted, boys are being fooled. I believe Clem should be able to shut this down. Yeah, the Nidus Swarm will not finish. Lings are racing across the map, but we have a full wall. This is not working out for Dark. GG gets called. The Nidus does not complete. It gets shut down, and we're going to the ace match. GG, well played. Again, this is not the first time that Dark has Nidus'd Clem, and it's very important there that basically what won Clem the game? The Marine in position. The two Marines in position in the main base, waiting for any kind of Nidus to come in. Clem has been done dirty before. He shuts it down. GG. GG, well played. Very nicely done here by Clem. We're going to game 3. All the way. Here we go. Does anyone know why MaxFax doesn't play in offline tournaments? I think he just doesn't want to. Yeah. Oh, hopefully I don't get that behind. As we are, there we go. We're getting into lobbies, getting into the ace match. He isn't comfortable with offline play. Yeah, but yeah, like again, like if he doesn't want to go out in public, that's fine. Probably doesn't prefer it for his own personal reasons. It is a shame. It is a shame just because I know a lot of people would just love to see another good player, you know, representing Europe and competing, but you know, at the end of the day, it is his choice. It is his choice. So we're getting into our next game. Yo, all right, real talk. As we get into the future, as years go by, is there a world? Look, we already have VTuber streamers, okay? Would MaxFax be the first VTuber pro gamer? And you can just like holographically project his VTuber model into a seat. Into is that where we're headed? Is that where we go next? Maybe. But here we go. We're getting into the ace match and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkyone. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran player representing Team Liquid, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is Clem. But yeah, like VTuber streamers are becoming like more and more common. There are even a couple of VTuber StarCraft streamers as well. Would that permeate further into society, into esports? Maybe. I think it's too soon for that, but yeah, it's possible. It is possible. As for now, we have a Hatch Gas Pool standard opener here out of Dark. Likewise, Clem not going for the low ground 2 racks. He's going for a racks expand. Standard openers all around. Here we go. Oh, we got some copy passes going in the chat. For those that are curious, I believe MaxFax did do an interview like a couple of months ago, like 2 months ago. So this year, if you're interested. I think he did, didn't he do an interview with Psystorm, with KJ? I think they made some content with MaxFax not too long ago. As for now, again, we're just going to be saturating our bases, getting our safety lings up and running. We do have our first Reaper moving out across the map, and yeah, from here, we're just going to be easing our way into this. It's going to be important for Clem to keep an eye on the gas count of Dark, on the opener, on any kind of droning or any faster tech. As we saw, Dark, he's willing to be aggressive. He's willing to rush into a lair. He is willing to be crazy. Something that we haven't seen yet out of Dark is Roach play. And Roach, if you're familiar with him, he is very fond of his Roaches in ZBT. Roach openers, Roach aggression, Roach rushes. And Clem is aware of that as well, so again, that's why there's that much more onus on this Reaper to keep an eye on what Dark is up to make sure everything is on the up and up. See in the chat, Max Sax just using the old 2-pack hologram for his live appearances. There you go. True. I see in the chat, what is VTube? Sorry, virtual, like a virtual avatar. A virtual broadcaster. So someone that uses like a 3D animation to like represent themselves. Just like think anime. Think. As for now, Clem is getting into an economic opener. That's a 3rd CC before Starport, so very economic here from Clem. Just like the previous game, last game we didn't really get to sink our teeth into the mid game, but this time we should be able to. Again, 3 CC opener out of Clem. Likewise, Dark droning. This time there is no fast lair. This time there's no like prioritization of gases early on either. So we have a standard game. We're getting into the mid game. Let's go. Here we go. There's a few. I know Pig. Yeah, Pig did an interview with him as well. Yeah. As Dark is getting into his lair. This is a standard lair timing at 4 minutes 30. Should be lair in towards, I imagine, a Baneling Nest. Just a very safe opener here from Dark. Should be lined up with Baneling speed. Assuming he does go for the nest. So far, no additional tech, which is a little bit concerning. We should have seen something by now, whether it's a Baneling Nest or a Roach Warren. I am getting a little bit more concerned. Behind this, we're getting into our 3-1-1 setup. Hellions are soon to hit the field. Dark still just heavily reliant on Queens and Lings. There it is. Baneling Nest is late, by the way. I don't think this was intentional. So usually you throw down the Baneling Nest when your lair is halfway done, so you can start Baneling speed immediately. You can see that Dark did have the resources for it. Meanwhile, a mass amount of Hellions are going to be diving on 4. That is 8 Hellions, by the way. And Dark, was he too greedy? The Lings are getting annihilated. We have Lings across the map, not back at home, and we're breaking into the main. We're going straight for the mineral line. We're getting the Queen first, and then we get in. And drones are getting roasted. Ay, ay, ay. Again, Dark caught with his pants down, woefully underprepared for this. Ling's trying to go for a counterattack, but alas, they don't find anything. And there are just so many Hellions. We can just run past the Queens for a second time and get into the natural. Banshee, sorry, the Liberator does go down at the 3rd. Oh, Hellions are taking a lot of hits. They're going to try to bypass these Queens, but they run into the Lings. And the Lings, they race back home just in time. And we will shut this down. All in all, though, 9 worker kills. Not bad. The Hellions trading 1 for 1. Especially considering that Hellions, they lose value over time. There was a lot of lost mining time. We killed the Queen, drones, Lings. Not a bad counterattack out of Clem. Oh. Could have been worse, is what I will say. I'm surprised it's only 9, and we could have seen 16, for example. Could have seen more, but Dark does back off. Oh, sorry, Clem does get cleaned up. Dark backs up. Oh, things are going to be settling down. Clem now with a better economic position. We're even in workers, which, as a reminder, is always a better thing for the Terran because we have to add in mules as well on top of that. Clem working on his 2nd factory, his gases. He should be working on a 4th CC. This is not a 3-base all-in. The 4th should be thrown down once Clem has the money for it. Likewise, Dark is double expanding. He has a lot of catching up to do. Taking his 4th and his 5th at the same time. droning as heavily as he can, getting into Lingbane. Hydra Infestors on the way early on as well. I do think it's wise to invest into Infestors earlier, just because Dark should be aware that he's at a deficit, and Fungal Growth can bring you a lot of value. Meanwhile, Clem is looking for a cancel. Going straight for the hatchery, and he will be forcing a cancel just in time. No kill. As Clem is going for a split push, double jump towards the south, double jump towards the north. Can Dark keep up as Clem has a massive supply lead? A big reason for this is because of the economic damage dealt earlier. That's, oh my god, as we get a fungal. Big chain fungal here on the army. We do clean up a lot of these Marines. Again, Dark, bearing in mind that he is down a 30 supply. But can he keep up? He's in position. Good target firing on 2 drones. Clem picks up, doesn't lose anything, goes into the main. Here comes the push from Clem. Gonna be reinforcing towards the north. The hatchery was cancelled. There are only queens in position, by the way. The Lingbane is distracted by the drops. Here comes the army. Clem, he wants the queen. More importantly, he wants the base, and he does force another cancel. Denies the hatchery. Oh, and he could even try to dive on top of the queens, but here come reinforcements. Dark, he should have enough to hold on. The mines! Only one does go off. Meanwhile, he does barely have enough towards the south as well. He keeps up. Dark, he's surviving, but still only surviving. He's teched up into Hive. A very fast tech here out of Dark, rushing into Vipers. Getting into his spellcasters. Dark, he still needs a little bit more time for his 4th to kick in to eventually get a 5th, and there we go, he's going for the gold. Clem, and now being active soon with 2 armies. Once again, going for a very Marine Widowmine heavy style. This is just like how he was playing on side Delta. It's a very aggressive style because it's very cheap. Doesn't take too long to rebuild and to just keep on going. To just pressure across the map. To commit across the map. Oh. Mine barely doesn't go off. That's a lot of Widowmines though. We need a good fungal. Okay, we can't waste our energy. We need those money fungals. A decent connection. We catch half the army. Very nicely done. Mine shots go off. We clean up the Widow Mines as well. Dark is stabilizing. That was a very good fight. And on top of that, he's holding onto his gold. At the same time, double drop into the natural. Oh, Dark not quite in position. He was hyper-fixated here on the front lines. Do lose mining time. This is dealt with as Clem has maxed out. We're working on 3-3. The Vipers are here to shut down these medevacs. There's no split. Medevacs do go down. Meanwhile, good target firing on those Widow Mines. Once again, it doesn't go off. And because the drops have been dealt with, Dark, he can focus on his push. Where are the Infestors? Where are the Fungals? Up! Decent mine shots. We take down the Overseers at least. No detection. Overseers do need to be replaced. Meanwhile, Clem is taking his 5th. And he's been transitioning, throwing down the rest of his tech. Ghost Academy is done. Ghosts are on the way. 3-3 as well. Concussive Shell for Marauders. He's getting ready for lurker play. For spellcasters in general, Ghosts are going to be there to EMP to snipe the Vipers. Goal base is up, but it's not running. No saturation. We need to main art some workers over. We need a drone, Papi. We need a drone. Stark is going to be pushing on the right hand. Sorry, Clem is going to be pushing on the right hand side as well as the left. He's going to be avoiding the gold. Going for the fringe bases. Sneaking his way in, but oh! It does get turned away. That was so close. That was so clutch. But the Vipers have arrived, and we should be able to powerbomb those medevacs once again. Oh, we yoinked them in! At the same time, Clem threading that gold base. It's a couple of workers. Ghosts have arrived. big fungal as well. We get a ghost. Big picker. One ghost does go down. Behind this Clem, he just finished up fusion core. That should be for lib range. That should be for liberators. To help deal with the would-be lurkers or even the current ground army. There it is. Libs are on the way. Dark, though, with very little creep spread. Like, Dark he's been holding, yes, but fighting off of creep like this. Can he pull it off? Only a handful of Widow Mines. They go off on Lings, not on Baylings. We're fighting off of creep again. Dark, he just cannot connect. He wants to dive on the army. He's trying. He's being forced back. Oh! Trying to turn the tables here on Clem. The Fungals! EMP. EMPs do connect. Fungals, only one of those ghosts. But Dark has arrived. He is maxed out. Pushing all the way across the map. Mine shots are not good enough. We're breaking in, pushing towards that natural. So far, so good. The kiting here from Clem. He does pull back with his ghosts. And he will hold. Big snipe's going to be going off. Dark, he does get into the mineral line. Only gets 6 SCVs. It's not enough. 6 SCVs went down, and Dark, he plummets in supply. That was a very committed attack from Dark. He had to break the base or break the natural. Like, break the third or break the natural, and it just did not work out for him. The Infestor goes down. And now the pendulum swings in favor of Clem. Clem, he has momentum on his side. Where are those libs? Where are the liberators? As we deny mining at the gold. Dark, he lost all of his infestors as well. He has to remake them. Dark getting another base up and running. He may lose the gold, but not the biggest of deals here. EMP does catch one of those Vipers. Decent power bombs, but good splits here from Clem. And here we go, Dark, he's collapsing. Pushes in. Bailing's rolling forward. Decent connections, but we save all the ghosts. We save most of the Marines. Oh, we do fungal the ghosts. And we catch them. We get the surround. We catch the ghosts as well. Big pickoffs here for Dark. But it's still not enough. As Clem is pushing on through. Oh my god. We do get an abduction here, but we're running out of Lings. We're running out of steam. Dark, he's up against the wall, and Clem is looking to take this. A good fungal. Good fungal growth. Meanwhile, Clem is just mass expanding. He's taking every base on his side of the map. His economy is insane. He's up to 86 SCVs, plus mules on top of that. Meanwhile, Dark, he's still just struggling to get mining going. He hasn't been able to mine from his gold. He was oversaturated earlier as a result. Still oversaturated here at his third base. Double expanding. And as he expands, Liberators are here to just punish his economy once again. Dark, he can barely keep up. And it's because of that economy that Clem has been able to be so successful here in his pushes. Now, in saying so, Dark is getting this goal base up and running, so Dark is going to be able to remax. When it comes to his army composition, we can take a moment here to have a look at it. We have 1 Infestor, 3 Vipers. We're still relying on Lingbane Hydra. The problem with this army is that this army is designed to trade. It's designed to catch his opponent off guard. It's a very mobile, very active. But where's the creep? Because there's no creep, Dark, he's stuck defending back at home, and defensively this army is lacking. That's where lurkers come into play. That's where lurkers have the advantage. But we don't have a lurker den. I'm saying this assuming that Dark is going to be stuck at home, and Clem is pushing forward. Liberators have arrived. Even if we had lurkers, the libs are there to deny them, to punish them. We focus them down. Good connections with the Bailings. We're getting on top of the army. We get on top of the ghosts as well. But there is no detection. We clean up the Marines. We clean up the Liberators. But no detection. The ghosts, they stand strong. Some of them do. One survives. That wasn't a bad fight for Dark, but he lost 10 workers in the process. And Clem can remax. Clem has a bank. Dark still treading water. And GG gets called. That was all that Dark had left. He runs out of steam. And Clem will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Ooh, Clem will take it again, taking a strong economic lead and just snowballing out of control. And yeah, Dark, you know, he at one point had a lead in this series, did risk a lot of it on Oceanborn with that with the all-in. In the end did not work out his way. And Clem able to get a lead early on with his Hellion dive, killing so many drones, and he was able to extend that lead, of course. Able to maintain his economy, and Dark just could not keep up. Clem was just, yeah, like, just choking him out in a way, just starving him out, constantly taking down bases. Remember, he denied the upper 4th base twice. He was denying mining at the gold, even though the gold was taken pretty early on. Just could not make use of it. Barely could make use of it. And GG. We have our finals. It is going to be Clem versus MaxPax. Let's go. So I guess MaxPax took down Hero? Question mark? I'm double checking. We still don't have an update.